it going, YouTube? My name is Blake Yarbrough and welcome back. Today is the day we finally have the update from the whole StockX fake Mars Yard sneaker debacle. And as I promised in the previous video, which if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll pop up the thumbnail here on the screen. Make sure you watch this video first and then come back and watch this video because you're gonna miss a lot of the details, a lot of the storyline. But we'll go ahead and jump into this, guys. As I promised in the previous video, if it got 10,000 likes, which you guys shattered that, you absolutely shattered that. We're at like 12,000 something likes, which is insane. It's my most liked video. You guys really supported me, and I said if it gets 10,000 likes, I'll buy an authentic pair of Mars Yard sneakers. Now these have went up tremendously in value, which I mentioned in the previous video, but I did get a pair, guys. I got a pair right here, an authentic pair, and I'll go ahead and take them out. This is so crazy to me. I thought I had a real pair the whole time. I unfortunately did not, but here we have the Nike Tom Sachs Mars Yard shoe 2.0. I don't know if you guys can already see a difference. There's definitely a difference between my pair and this pair, and so that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. But I've got a little twist. I've got an extra surprise for you guys. I teamed up with Sneaker Knockers, which is who I get all my early sneakers from. I teamed up with them and we decided that why would you only have one pair of Mars Yards in the video when you could have two. So this pair right here is a gently worn size 11 as well. Here we have another pair, and this pair we want to give to you guys. So definitely the biggest giveaway we've ever done on this channel. It's absolutely insane. I just felt like I wanted to give back to you guys. You guys have supported me all along the way. You'll find out all the details during this video, so make sure you watch the whole video. Teamed up with Sneaker Knockers LLC. We'll have more information, but guys, this is your chance to win a shoe that's worth like $3,000 or $4,000, so don't miss it. But let's go ahead. I did want to kind of address first some questions that I got from the previous video. So I'm gonna run through a few of these questions that I either forgot to explain during the video, or maybe just things I didn't think of, questions that you guys had. I tried to actually reply to as many comments as possible, but I've got a few here on my computer pulled up. The first question, and it is a question or comment that I got a lot, which was selling a grail. Why would I sell a grail? I told you guys that this sneaker right here is one of my grails. Why would I sell it? Well, to me, even though this is a grail, it was a grail, it will always be a grail sneaker to me. I think when things happen and life happens and just for different reasons, you know, personal reasons, why you may need money, you know, sneakers are a way to actually get back money that you've spent. So while I spent a lot of money on these at the time in December when I tried to sell these on GOAT, I needed some extra money, and the easiest way to get that was to sell a pair of sneakers. You know, sneakers aren't gone forever when you sell them, is my mentality. And so I just thought I'll sell them, get the money that I need at the time, and then later on down the road I could probably buy another pair, which, as you guys may notice in the background, you may be able to see I have shrunk my sneaker collection quite a bit. I'll show you guys what it looks like now. I used to have a lot more, and I've bought and sold my sneakers since I began collecting 10 years ago. So I'll sell a few and buy a few different ones, sell a few and buy a few different ones. I've sold sneakers and bought a motorcycle. I've sold sneakers and taken vacations. So it's not a huge deal to me. I look at it like I can always get the sneaker back. That's the first question that I wanted to answer. The next one is kind of related. The same is, why would somebody spend $1,600 on a pair of sneakers? Just one sneaker is $1,600. To a lot of people that doesn't make sense. I totally understand, and I think respectfully, everybody's opinion can be different. To me, spending $1,600 on a pair of sneakers is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to me. I don't joke around or take light to the fact that that is a lot of money. I completely understand. And the way that I do it is I save my money. And another way that I look at it kind of is, you know, you could buy 10 shoes for $200 a piece. That's $2,000. Or you could just buy one pair that you really love a lot. And that's how I look at this. So instead of having 10 or 20 sneakers that I got for retail or paid $100 for, I decided to not buy shoes for a while and save up that money to buy just one pair. To me, it completely makes sense, but I totally respect if your opinion differs. I think that's the beautiful thing, is that everybody is allowed to have a different opinion. The next thing is, why did I not show the StockX purchase history on the app. Well, StockX had a security breach a few years ago, and so at that time I decided to delete my account and make a new one. So I've got a new StockX account. That's why I didn't show you guys the purchase history. I didn't think to explain that at the time, but that is why I just showed you guys the receipt. There's also a question about the receipt and why it looked so much different. Let me cover this up. You guys question like a StockX receipt being printed on a piece of paper like this. This is how they used to send them, and then later on they started sending them like this. So these are both legitimate StockX receipts. It's just at one time they were running them like this, and then they switched over to this card format. You just have to have been purchasing from StockX for a long time to kind of know that. The quality on the real pair versus the fake pair, we're going to talk about that during this video. Would I knowingly buy fakes? You know, I would never knowingly buy fakes. A lot of people had different kinds of comments about that. When I bought these shoes in 2018, I legitimately thought that they were real from StockX. I wore them. I'll show you guys, like, I've got a lot of screenshots and things and pictures that I took wearing them. So I'll pop these up. I pretty much wore them within a couple days of them arriving. I absolutely was so excited to get one of my grails. So I wore them a lot. I really loved them, but I thought they were authentic. I would never, me personally, would never knowingly buy fakes and wear them. It's just my personal opinion. That's the great thing. Again, everybody's free to have their own opinion. I totally respect if you buy fakes, if you wear fakes, that's totally fine, just not my thing. And with that, I think that pretty much wraps up all the questions from the last video that I wanted to address. Hey guys, I wanted to cut in real quick. We're actually outside right now filming some B-roll of the authentic pair on my feet. And that was another question that I got and saw in the comments. The question was, why did you not feel a difference of the fake pair? Shouldn't you have known that they were fake? Well, that's the only pair I'd ever felt, and so I just assumed that they were authentic. But now that I have a real pair in hand on my feet, there's definitely a difference on the feel for sure. These feel like they have a lot more structure. It feels a lot more natural compared to the fake pair, but because it's such a rare shoe, obviously it's not something that I was able to compare in the past. There wasn't like a Jordan 1 where I could go and find them locally. This is a really rare shoe, and so I just wanted to cut in and let you guys know that I can definitely feel a difference of the authentic pair compared to the fake pair. These feel a lot more natural, a lot more authentic, if that makes sense. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. There will be questions from this video. There'll be comments. Feel free to leave those down below. I do my best to honestly reply to everybody, and I really appreciate the support. So if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you leave a like. Comment down below if you have questions. I will be here to answer them. But let's go ahead and take a deeper look at this pair right here. Now, this pair is actually very lightly worn. They're close to dead stock, and I purchased these off eBay. So I found a guy with these on eBay. I ran legit checks on them before I purchased, used his pictures. I also messaged with him back and forth about where they came from. This pair actually came from Round 2 in New York. So I trust Round 2. I trusted this person. So we made a deal on eBay. That's where I got these from. And so I am super excited. I'll go through this pair and show you guys the differences between my pair and this authentic pair. I'll show you guys what's different, what's honestly not so different, and then we'll just kind of move on from there. So I think I'll start with the box just really quickly. The box lid is completely different. Like, the quality of the box is a lot better than the box that I got. You can just tell that it's totally different. But basically what I've learned from a guy named Ryan who emailed me, so shout out to Ryan Madden. He's really educated me a lot on these sneakers. The print on the top right here, the big thing you want to look for is that the Y right here lines up with the E in Nike. So this only right here, the Y should be right there on the box lid. That's a huge tell if they're real or not. So that's something you want to look for. Also, I mean, obviously the front of the box looks completely different than mine. Mine had this label for like $13.99, or maybe it was yen, right? So it had this like label right here, which is completely fake. It's just something I didn't know at the time. And then we go inside the box. The inside of the box is completely different. This one you can just tell is a lot better quality. You've also got an arrow right here inside on both sides, so that's something to look for. And then of course we have the duct tape on the lid. Like I mentioned in the last video, there's some different boxes that released, but that's what this one is. We've got the cork insoles, so I'll show you guys kind of a comparison between my pair of insoles and this pair. The print is a lot higher on this pair. It goes up a lot higher, a lot closer to the toes. That's a sign that these are real. My pair, I think it stops like right around here. Without a real pair of insoles in hand, I thought mine went high enough, but after seeing a real pair of insoles completely different. Also, the bottom of the insoles, like night and day. It's like not even close. These look so much different, a lot higher quality than the pair that I got. You can see side by side, we'll show you a shot. These are 100% real. Now this is something that only comes with certain pairs. I think pairs from the Space Camp is what Ryan told me. So this is like a little pamphlet, and there's actually just like one thing that I want to read to you guys out of this from Tom Sachs, but it's just got like a picture of the shoe, like the design. It's got a pair of him wearing the 1.0s, super sick. And then it's got like a bunch of like writing and description about the 2.0 version, like why they changed things from the 1.0. We've got some different like just kind of like quotes and like life lessons and things in here, which is really interesting. There's one more right here about being brave. So that's what's inside the book. I want to kind of read you guys just one real quick thing out of here. It says forever things. It says, just because it's on sale doesn't mean it's a good deal. A t-shirt purchased for $1 that you wear one time costs you $1 per use. That's a very high cost per use. A t-shirt purchased for $100 that you wear 200 times costs you only 50 cents per use. A good value. Always buy your forever thing and use it until it's end or yours. So that's something I think is really, really like an interesting thing to relate to sneakers. So the way that I looked at these was I spent $1,600 on them from StockX, and I wore them so much. Like I wore them a lot. And so that's why, is because I read this. And so I was like, if I'm going to spend that much money, I'm definitely going to wear it. I used to have the opposite mentality where I spent so much, I was afraid to wear it. But really, guys, you got to wear your sneakers. So I just wanted to read you that. I think it's pretty interesting. And that's why I've also kind of downsized my collection. I just want to have sneakers that I really love a lot and wear them. I'm going to wear everything that I own. And so that's just something that I wanted to kind of take away and just share with you guys. Just something interesting to think about kind of life-wise and what you spend your money on. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at this sneaker. I'll tell you all the things that I see that are a lot different than my pair, as well as things that honestly might look kind of similar. The first thing, the most obvious thing, is the color of the suede. This is a much different color, much different than the pair that I got. This is like a chestnut color, whereas mine was like a lighter tan. Definitely completely different color on the suede. I will say the quality of this suede is really, really nice, although the quality of the suede on the fake pair was pretty good too. Like, I'm not lying. The suede on those was pretty nice, but the color of it is completely different. It's very obvious. Also, the color of the swoosh is called Sport Red, which obviously on the fake pair, it's called the same thing, but it was not the same hue. This is a brighter red than the fake pair. Also, the tip of the swoosh. The tip of the swoosh is a lot more pointy on this pair, and a lot less of it is covered by this suede paneling right here. So on the lateral side of the foot, there's a gap between the swoosh and the midsole, and then there's very little of the swoosh actually covered, whereas on my fake pair, you can see more of the swoosh is covered and it's a lot lower positioning. The other things that I've noticed is the overall just structure of this shoe is a lot better on the upper. Like, this one stays nice and tight. Like, the upper is nice and tight right here, and that's because the structure of the shoe is a lot better than the fake pair. On my fake pair is kind of like relaxed or like slouched down, sort of like that. So you can tell on this pair the structure of the upper is a lot better. Moving on to the tongue. The tongue is definitely different. There's more foam right here where the laces go through the tongue, and then the exposed foam on the tongue is completely different. Like, this pair has like ridges kind of cut into the foam, which I'll show you guys up close, but the tongue right here has like ridges and holes cut, whereas my pair was a lot more smooth. So that was just something you could really tell was a difference, was on the exposed or raw edge of the tongue. Some other things I noticed, guys, the outsole. So the outsole right here, these traction pods, you can see the difference between like this white and then this is like a cream color. This is meant to age, and so the more you wear them, I guess like the oxidation of the outsole, this will turn like more of like a yellow and then get really dark, almost like an orange color. And that's on purpose. Whereas the fake pair, I wore them for 2 years. There was not a whole lot of color transitioning, and that's because they're fake. So the fake pairs, you can tell the more they're worn, this, even the toe cap right here, the color will change a lot. So that's something I noticed. Things that I noticed that weren't that different, the leather right here on the sock liner doesn't seem that different, honestly. I'd say the fake pair and the real pair, the leather is pretty close, although I think the real pair has more padding. It definitely seems like higher quality, but as far as like the look and feel of the leather, both really soft leather. So I'd say the fake pair did a pretty good job on that. And then we've got the mesh sock liner in this pair. Now this one's much similar to the cork pair, whereas the font and everything extends a lot further up the insole, and so that's something that is obvious once you see it. Another thing that I'll show you guys is actually inside the sneaker. So you can see probably a size 11 stamp in there. I've noticed real pairs all have that, whereas my fake pair of course did not. And so that's probably something, you know, that if a company like Check or somebody is legit checking them, they're looking inside the sneaker to see if it has that. And that's pretty much everything that I noticed, guys. There is definitely a difference between the real pair and the fake pair. There's definitely a difference. Now, how big of a difference? Is it worth the money? That is all personal preference, personal opinion. I know a lot of people love the style of this sneaker or think that it's cool and hype and whatever, and so they'd rather just save money and buy a fake pair because they do look pretty close, and I totally respect that. It's totally fine, doesn't hurt my feelings or anything like that. For me personally, the way that I like to collect sneakers, I want the real thing. It's similar to buying, you know, like designer bags or different things. Like, you can spend a lot of money and get the real thing, or you can save money and get a fake one. It's just my personal preference is to have a real thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's my money. I work super hard. Like, if you follow me on Instagram, you see what I do on a daily basis as far as my job goes, and I work super hard, guys. It's not some lavish lifestyle that I'm living and just blowing money on sneakers. I work super hard because I love sneakers so much. That's what I choose to spend my money on. So this is a sneaker that I want to have the real deal, and so finally I've got it here in my hands, and I think it's the perfect time to go ahead and tell you guys about the giveaway. All right, guys, here are the details of the giveaway. This is your chance to win a size 11 in the Tom Sachs Nike Mars Yard 2.0. They're lightly worn, but guys, this is a huge giveaway. These are worth so much money. So I teamed up with Sneaker Knockers, like I said, to give these away. Sneaker Knockers is an all-inclusive Discord group that I use to get early sneakers, to get limited sneakers, similar to releases like this. They have classes for reselling. They have botting services. It's an all-inclusive Discord group, and it's only 40 bucks a month. All the details to join are down below, so check them out. I'd really appreciate it. And let me get to the 3 rules of the giveaway. Number 1, you have to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Number 2, follow me and follow Sneaker Knockers on Instagram. Number 3, comment and tag 2 friends in this post right here, and you're entered. It's a 100% free giveaway. I'm super excited to give back to you guys because you make this channel grow. So thank you guys so much for supporting me and supporting my love for sneakers. Now let's get back to the video. All right, guys, and now the moment you've been waiting for. Did I reach out to StockX? What did StockX have to say? What was the end result? Let's go ahead and go through all that, and I'll break it down from the beginning. So to start off with, I reached out to StockX after I made the video about them being fake. Now, I didn't mention that I made a video. They never contacted me directly. I reached out to StockX and sent them email correspondence through their contact us little link in the app. Basically what I said was, hey, I ordered these shoes. I gave them the order number because I have the receipt, and said, I think that these shoes are fake. I have a lot of evidence to back up that I think these are fake. And so I just wanted to reach out and make you guys aware of it and see if we could figure something out. They replied, and I was so shocked to get a reply, honestly. So let's go ahead. The first email that I got back, I'll just kind of read it real quick. Thank you for reaching out to us regarding this purchase. I'm so sorry to hear that you are concerned about the authenticity of these sneakers. Can you provide me with the evidence that you have mentioned? I told him I had evidence. Once I have as much information as possible, I'll reach out to our team for additional clarity. Please also include photos if possible. I look forward to hearing back from you soon. I thought that was a really professional email, and the email that I sent them originally, this is key, was extremely professional. I think it's a business, right? So like, even if I'm super mad that I spent $1,600 and got a fake pair, I still need to handle it with class and with professionalism. So the email I sent them was not like cussing them out or anything crazy. It was professional, and I think that's important. I sent him a reply, and like, I'll just kind of show you guys what it looked like. I sent him a reply. I said, I've got the original receipt here, and then I've also kind of explained the rest of the process, but I basically sent him like 7 emails, and I got pictures of an authentic pair, and I took pictures of my pair with a tag in it so he could see that I'm taking these pictures. And I basically pointed out everything that I told you guys about, which was like the difference in the swoosh, the difference in like the suede. I took pictures of the insoles and showed the insole difference, just all the differences of the sneakers that I saw, the differences of the box especially. And so I sent all of those emails. And I also sent him pictures of when I originally got those shoes and the box was damaged, which I can pop that up and show you guys. When I got those in, I actually complained to StockX about that and still had the emails from 2018. Unfortunately, they actually offered me me, I didn't remember this, they offered me an ability to return them at the time. So I could have gotten this whole situation sorted out back then, but they had all the evidence that I provided. Basically what happened after this was we emailed back and forth. He said, thank you. I'm going to send all of this to my team. They're going to inspect everything that you've sent me. Thank you so much. Then the next email I got was really crazy. It said, hey Blake, I have reached out to our team and spoken with a few authenticators, and we want to have you send these in for a closer look. They wanted me to send back my fake shoes so that they can look at them. Please respond with your shipping address and phone number, and I'll provide you with a label to send the shoes back. Once they are received and reviewed, I will follow up with you then. So I'll pop a picture up on the screen. I shipped these back to StockX for them to inspect. And this really kind of worried me because I was like, wow, like it's cool in one part because they're taking this really serious. And then number two, what happens? Like I shipped them the shoes. What's going to happen? Like now I don't have the shoes in my possession anymore. Just really like a lot has been going on behind the scenes. That's why it took so long to make this video for you guys. They had the shoes for a week and he was like, give us some time. We're really backed up on orders, which I completely understand. They were really professional about this whole thing. And never once did they mention, we saw your video and we're going to take care of you. Or I never mentioned that I made a video about it. There was never any discussion about my first video. And so then basically, let me get to the email because this is crazy. This is really crazy. February 2nd, they sent me an email. Hey Blake, I am so sorry for the delay. Our authenticators have reviewed the shoes you sent back to us, and we can go ahead and process your refund for this order now. Process a refund. Guys, I got a full refund minus like maybe like the shipping. I got a refund, $1,650. Like you don't know how amazing that feeling is. I'm sure you can imagine. Absolutely insane. And what I think is just so key is that the way that I approached it, I think was really positive. I approached it with like a really positive mindset and really positive attitude and professional. So the way I approached it was like, I'm not lying about anything. Everything I've showed you guys is 100% truthful. This was not sponsored by anybody or anything crazy like that. This is just really like, I bought a pair of shoes from StockX, I got screwed, and now like I'm gonna try to get it made right and we'll see what happens. And look guys, I actually got a refund from StockX for a fake pair of sneakers that they sent me. So that has really shown me that maybe they're really trying to turn things around. I've spoken to a lot of people that I know personally, and it's just really amazing that something like this happened, you know, and that's why I felt super blessed to be able to buy another pair of these. Really, I wanted to show love to you guys. I know things are crazy and just a lot has been going on, a lot of just crazy negativity over the last year to over a year, and I just want to put a positive vibe out there and give away a shoe like this. You could sell it, you could keep it, whatever you want to do with this sneaker, it's 100% up to you, but I just wanted to bless somebody out there that could really use it maybe and just show you guys how much I care about your support. So that's pretty much gonna wrap up the video. We've got some other crazy videos on the way. Make sure you stay tuned. Lots of reviews and some other things just behind the scenes that we're working on. But with that guys, this is gonna effectively end today's video. Make sure you enter the giveaway. Please like today's video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, and with that, we're on to the next sneaker.